Today we're looking at one of our projects in Suffolk in a place called Shingle Street, which is a coastal, sort of small coastal community right on the Suffolk coast on the beach here, just about 5 miles outside of Woodbridge, so still really local to our office and showroom, but couldn't be more different in terms of the environment that we're installing into. These sorts of projects are a really great fit for our products in terms of the performance level that we can achieve with saltwater environments. And yeah, we'll take a look around. We've got a lot of interesting details to look at again here with how the walls are aligned with the Velfac window frames that we've been supplying here. There's some interesting details around how the floor levels changed from the original parts of the building to the extensions, and how the builder has gone through and levelled those all out to align with the window and door thresholds. And particularly with the window frames, they're integrated into the wall, the ceiling lining through with the frames so that you get this completely frameless view from the inside out. This project's quite unique in a lot of ways in how the Velfac system has been used and integrated into the building. The building has got the internal reveals aligned with the Velfac frames. Because the Velfac frames are so simple and square, this gives a really unique perspective, and the aesthetic is really, really clean. You can't see the Velfac frame when you step back, you just see pure glass. Because this is a mixture of a new build and a refurbishment project, this has required quite a lot of pre-planning, a lot of detailed architect's drawings to make sure that things are going to align. And Stuart, the builder here, has spent a lot of time thinking this through. We've got some scenarios that will show you where you've got floor levels differences between internal floor that was pre-existing and new internal floors where bits of extension have been built. And the same with ceilings, where we've got some elements with existing ceilings and new ceilings, and so tying all that in to align perfectly with the window openings is really quite a challenge. Over here in this part, you can see an interaction between the existing floor level, which has now got this new oak flooring going on, and the Velfac threshold of the door. So you can see how it's really nicely aligned. When we open the door, you can see virtually no difference between the internal Velfac part of the threshold and the wooden floor. And ultimately this will all be finished, and actually the client's chosen to paint this floor yellow, believe it or not. So really looking forward to coming back and seeing this complete and seeing the decor that they go with. Let's go upstairs and see the view from the top floor. So here at the top of the stairs, you've got this really amazing office room, incredible views over the sea here. This part of Suffolk is really picturesque. Over here we've got a little tiny peephole window so that the customer can get a view down the run of houses here, which is a really unique feature. And you can see up here how building this new dormer has required, again, lining up the ceiling so that it's not to have to space down this plasterboard or whatever. It's required a really good level of pre-thought and consideration by the builder to get that to line up. Mimicking this little window in the corner of the office space, you've got this little sort of Juliet feature, and then you can see straight across to the gable window there as well, giving you a really unique perspective as you come down the stairs in the morning. Here we've got the main bedroom of the property with one of these big windows with the picture view of the sea. Going to be amazing to see the weather changing here over the seasons. And again, you've got this integration between the ceiling and the window frame so that you lose the window frame in the wall. And the little small window there looking south this time. See 2 Martello towers actually. As we come down the stairs here, you can see this big window at the bottom of the stairs opening out onto the courtyard garden. We can see here a really nice little drawing of the garden layout, how all the flower beds are going to work. So the courtyard garden sort of in this area. It's going to be a really nice sheltered area to shelter from the winds that you inevitably get on the coast here. So the client in this project is going for sort of mid-century style in their decor. So they've got lots of like really bold colour choices. Some of the wooden floors are going to be painted yellow. In here you've got this kind of limey yellow tile system. In one of the other bathrooms you've got another sort of similar mid-century style. And again you can see here how the tiles have really nicely aligned with the Velfac window and the window board as well. You can see through this window the lovely courtyard garden and all the brick paving work that's been done. Looking forward to coming back and seeing this when it's grown a bit. Over in this part of the courtyard we've got a Velfac sliding casement door that we use quite often. This one has been nicely integrated with the drainage system, all covered up at the moment with protective plastic, but you can see the Velfac sill pressing that's going to shed the water out of the drain holes of the system into this drain to link up with the main house drainage system. Down the side of the building here you can see again some of the detailing in terms of how the window is aligned with the wall. So it's got what we call the setback of the window, so the dimension from the face of the wall to the face of the window on this project is actually 0. You've still got your aluminium sill projecting out of the building to shed water away from the wall. In the Velfac system that projects 27mm from the wall. So when we choose and sign off production of the window package with the Velfac system, we just choose the setback and the sill comes at the appropriate size to achieve that overhang. Everything's looking a bit grubby at the moment because obviously it's a ongoing building site, but you can see that when things are tidied up how it's going to look really integrated, and the white windows with the white walls gives you a really sort of classic seaside aesthetic. Then over this side we've got the sea facing side of the building and those big dormers that we were looking at from the inside earlier. We've got a detail there with a aluminium cover mould that's covering the internal wall between the study and the bedroom next to it, which is a reasonably standard Velfac detail. And you can see here the Velfac Rebo door system, inward opening here. With the Velfac inward opening door system, it's a 2-part threshold. So you've got your GRP section underneath and on the inside, and that gives us a really good thermal performance as opposed to aluminium, which is a thermal bridge. And then on the outside you've got this aluminium section, so there's a gap between the GRP and the aluminium that allows water to drain through under the aluminium and come out of the front edge along here. So it's really important as the build progresses that we make sure that these the drainage on all sorts of doors, regardless of the manufacturer, but that the drainage is kept open and clear of dirt and debris. That can be somewhere where sometimes when a job is near completion and you get a small water leak on a door, it's almost always because there's something blocking the drainage path. Over here on this window we can see one of the Velfac restrictors with ventilation position, and from the outside here you can really clearly see how the restrictor works. So as the window closes it just folds itself in. When you open the window again it catches to give you this child safety position, but you've also got the added option of lifting the restrictor up and then that holds the window open. So particularly in this sort of scenario where you can imagine it being quite windy at times here, this allows you to get some ventilation without the window just closing on its own. And then to release that we just push the restrictor back down and the window will close. On this window here we've got a good nice size plan of the building. You can see this is the sea side at the top here, and the main sort of living area that we went through with the stairs coming up, the courtyard garden here, and then the bits that are the extension in this project are the links between the two buildings that are existing. So linking two existing buildings together with a new extension is potentially quite complex because all your floor levels and ceiling levels could vary between the different buildings, and now we're trying to link them together with a consistent floor height. So again, this requires quite a lot of pre-planning by the builder and making sure levels are all correct. On this project, Ocker House actually installed all the doors and the contractor installed the windows. This contractor we've worked with several times before on various projects, and they're quite comfortable with installation of the windows. But when it came to the doors, they're a lot heavier than windows. They require an element of setting up. And so he was quite happy to pay us to do that more complex part of the build. And we can also use our smart lift that we've shown in other videos before to do that. So we've got all the right tools to make that really straightforward. On this project, this approach of us doing a partial install has given the builder a lot of flexibility, because they're installing the windows as they progress through the building and the detailing. Whereas when we're doing a full supply and install, we'd like to, for sort of cost efficiency and just efficiency of our diary, install all elements and try and complete the job in a single visit. From this part of the garden, which is another kind of almost courtyard area, you can see those little small square windows. This is the north facing elevation. The new link there and how it integrates with the existing parts of the building ties the whole thing together. You've got a double Velfac casement door there next to a really quite large Velfac fixed light. And the white cladding and the detailing here really ties it all together, I think. And then behind us we've got the view of the sea and the boats coming into Felixstowe. All along here we've got various projects, some of which we have not been involved in, but that have a combination of Rationale and Velfac windows, which really shows that these sorts of products are ideal for seaside applications. The Velfac and Rationale product ranges have Qualicoat certified paint finishes and seaside suitable ironmongery as standard. Being from Denmark, almost everything is on the coast in Denmark, so they just choose to standardise that specification. This house, the neighbour's house, has actually got anodised windows, which is a really cool finish. Not one of our projects, but it really is an extremely hard-wearing finish instead of paint on the outside of the windows. So that's a really sensible choice for this sort of environment. A project like this is obviously a significant investment in cost to build, plus the original cost of the building, but therefore it makes a lot of sense to invest in high quality products, particularly in this sort of environment with the salt water and everything. You don't want to be replacing your windows after 10 or 20 years and having to go through all that pain of aligning all the reveals again. To get this sort of level of detail, it does require like a good commitment from the client, but the end result is going to be absolutely stunning and an ideal antidote to living in London during the week, on the coast for the weekend. Thanks for watching today. Give us a like and subscribe, and even better, leave a comment with maybe what you'd like to see in a future video, if there's any specific things that you're interested in with the windows that we do or the detailing around how to install them. Let us know and we'll do our best to come up with something new for you.